The last point about hacking management is that we also have to make it social. The very idea of change management implies that there are few people who have the right to initiate and manage change, and most people don't. It implies that before change can happen, it has to be endorsed by senior leaders. It needs like a big sign-off. But as I said, by the time that need for change gets recognized, it's typically too late. Secondly, it implies that change is episodic, that there are going to be these long periods of stasis, occasionally interrupted by a big change program. That simply doesn't work anymore. It's just too slow, too clumsy. And it also implies that change can be managed, like a large-scale construction project, right? That can be designed and scripted and programmed and implemented and rolled out. I don't think so, not so much anymore. But we're going to have to change this. I believe we're going to have to get everyone in the whole organization involved in hacking the management processes that govern their work lives. And doing this, I can tell you, there's a big difference between having an online discussion thread, having a wiki, having an idea market, whatever. There's a big difference between that and having a systematic process for socially constructed change in a very complex system. And ultimately, I think what's going to happen, and we see it in many of these most progressive organizations, what is going to happen is we are more and more going to take the work of not only managing, but leadership as well, creating strategy, finding the right people for the right roles, allocating resources. More and more, that work of managing and leading is going to get distributed to the entire organization. And less are we going to have a class of individuals who we think of as managers, who somehow have, a preemptive degree of control that others lack. So I'm like amazingly optimistic about this. Because I've learned when you go out to an entire organization, to thousands of people, and you ask them, how could we be more adaptable, or how could we be more innovative, and what's standing in the way, and what would you change? Given some coaching, given the right kind of format, you'll have amazing results. And what you get will be more creative, it will be more legitimate, there will be more commitment, it will be more workable, and it will happen a lot faster. In the end, it's about the courage to stand up and challenge all those things we've taken for granted, including our own prerogatives, our own power. Because if we're not willing to give that away to the community, if we're not willing to truly involve them, our organizations will become irrelevant.